It's lights out and away we go. This time Antonelli does get away a little better, but once again Charles Leclerc is flying through and almost into the lead. Look up for Verstappen and Antonelli. Couldn't let Leclerc through. Verstappen nearly losing it. He has lost it. He's spun around and is losing places as he gets swallowed up by the rest of the pack.
That he put too much power in and around he went.
Colapinto on the inside of Lewis Hamilton at turn 11. Oh, and they touched! And there's damage to the Ferrari. I'd be amazed if there's not significant damage to that Ferrari. There's Max Verstappen on the inside of Carlos Sainz, former teammates of Max Verstappen, trying to squeeze through. Alex Albon might take advantage of that and pick off 2 places in one corner and almost bangs wheels with Verstappen, who manages to just stay ahead. The rundown now towards turn 1. Albon's got the advantage over Verstappen. Verstappen on the inside. Sainz and Gasly. Behind them comes Ocon and Behrman.
George Russell then gets a run alongside and past Oscar Piastri. Antonelli with tremendous straight line speed goes to the inside. Surely he can get the job done from there.
And it looks like he might just have done that. New leader, Kimi Antonelli. Charles Leclerc is on his way back out into the lead again. If Kimi Antonelli thought he was going to check out, well, check out that. Charles Leclerc retakes the lead. That is Isaac Hadjar into the wall. Isaac Hadjar thumps the steering wheel in frustration. And Norris has got past Antonelli. Piastri can't get past Russell. And that's another car. Pierre Gasly has gone off at turn 17. I'm glad he says he's okay. I really am glad he says he's okay, because he's gone in quite hard into the tyre barriers. Now this is an early pit call here from Red Bull to Max Verstappen to get those hard compound tyres on. Let's check out what happened to Isaac Hadjar.
Yeah, you can see his front suspension's broken, and because he thumped the wall on the left-hand side just before that. And there's still some dust there.
Still a bit of water down there as well after this morning's rain. That's under the flyover. Lawson on the inside locking up, and he can't stop in time before Pierre Gasly is upon him and rolling over. Whoa.
It's remarkable. It's surprising they didn't have more up. Goes down the outside, leaves a lot of racing room. I'm not sure there's I mean, Pierre Gasly couldn't have left any more space. That was completely fair enough.
Into turn 1 we go. Leclerc, Norris, Antonelli, Russell on the inside of Oscar Piastri. Piastri almost leaves the track. Keeps his place. Nothing slowing down Lando Norris, who goes around the outside of Charles Leclerc and into the lead of the Miami Grand Prix. Third leader we've had during the course of this race. Kimi Antonelli gaining, and now he thinks there's a gap down the inside on the brakes. Neat and tidy, hugs that apex and up into second place. But here's another overtake coming up. Alex Albon this time around. He goes a little deep, Max Verstappen, and Albon is going to fight this one back. Does so, and almost clips a bit of that front wing off as Alex Albon protects his place, 9th place. And what a battle that is, as Max Verstappen steams down the inside at turn 1 and says, this time, Alex Albon, I would like to keep that place. Box is the call to George Russell, who's in for a pit stop from 5th in this race. And there goes Max Verstappen down the inside on Franco Colapinto. Charles Leclerc comes in. It's Norris, Antonelli, Piastri and Hamilton now the top 4. Max Verstappen moves up to 5th.
Why did we stop? What is the rate?
Yeah.
And Verstappen lunges down the inside on Lewis Hamilton, and for the second time this weekend, close battle from those two, and Verstappen comes out in front.
Antonelli has pitted. Antonelli pits from 2nd place, comes out behind Verstappen.
Lando Norris making his way out onto the track, and he is we're watching Lewis Hamilton in the pit lane, but it is so close. There we are, Antonelli and Norris, and Antonelli with his tyres up to heat here might just have got ahead. He has got ahead of Lando Norris. That was the key battle there. He's not leading this race anymore. Kimi Antonelli gets past him. He might be 3rd coming out of this next corner. No, he protects that line against Lando Norris.
But look at the McLaren coming at him. There's nothing Verstappen can do about that. He moves to the middle of the track, tries to make it as hard as he can. Will he try to lunge back? Yes, he will, at which point Norris will tuck underneath him and does exactly that.
Leclerc's coming back at Russell. There you go. George Russell thought about defending that one for a moment. Absolutely no chance. But here goes Oscar Piastri on George Russell once more. And this little battle continues on as Charles Leclerc gets about a car length ahead and just slams the door shut in the face of the Dutchman to try and preserve that third place. Max Verstappen holding up George Russell here and doing a mighty fine job of it. Into the podium places goes Oscar Piastri.
Piastri has that podium position quite comfortable at the moment, but he's still got to complete this lap.
Oh, and Charles Leclerc has spun around and is out of this race. George Russell.
No, he
has got it going. George Russell is ahead of Max Verstappen. How did Charles Leclerc not hit the barriers there? That is a save of the century, but he might still be out of this race because he looks like he's got a problem, letting Arvid Lindblad just go past one of the back markers. While this is happening, our race leader making his way down the back straight and has got 3 more corners to go to celebrate his 3rd victory in a Grand Prix in Formula One. Didn't start particularly well, Kimi Antonelli. He's going to finish it in spectacular style, though. Once, twice, 3 times a Grand Prix winner. Kimi Antonelli wins the Miami Grand Prix. We're on board with George Russell, who's up into 4th place. Charles Leclerc on the inside trying to fight that one. Max Verstappen right behind Charles Leclerc. These 3 cars are going to be separated by about 6 car lengths at the line. Russell front wing dragging on the grounds, and Max Verstappen gets past Charles Leclerc. Yep. Russell ahead in 4th place of Verstappen in 5th and Leclerc in 6th.
Because Leclerc did actually hit the wall and recovered, so he's got car damage, suspension damage, no doubt. That's why he had such an appalling last lap.
Get in there, Kimi. Had to work for that one today, mate. But what a great drive.
Yes! Woo! Man, what a race! What a race, man! Woo! Oh my God!
Very exciting.
Charles Leclerc, how did he avoid a race-ending accident? Well, he avoided it by making contact with the wall with his front left tyre, not the rear wing.
Yeah, so his left rear is damaged a little bit. That's a cracking race, wasn't it? I enjoyed that race.
On the weekends that Italy mourns the loss of the legend of Alex Zanardi. It's an Italian win here in Miami for the next superstar of Italian motorsport, Kimi Antonelli.